All right, so today we're diving into a concept that's, believe it or not, way less about your old math homework and way more about a lost way of seeing the entire universe. We're talking about sacred geometry. So let me just start with this question. What if reality itself is written in a kind of hidden language, a script that we've just forgotten how to read? What if all the patterns, from the tiniest atom to the biggest galaxy, are all following a geometric code that ancient cultures actually understood? For thousands of years, people all over the world have been creating diagrams just like this one, the Sri Yantra. They use them to map the cosmos. You see, they didn't see the universe as just a bunch of random stuff floating around. No. To them, it was this single, unified, geometric tapestry of beautiful, interlocking forms. And this was their key to reading that hidden language.
And here's where it gets really wild. This ancient idea is starting to sound a lot like modern science. I mean, from quantum physics to cymatics, the study of vibration, we're rediscovering that reality isn't just made of stuff. It's shaped by these invisible patterns of waves, forms, and proportions. Even the chair you're sitting on, what feels so solid, is really just a specific pattern of energy vibrating at a certain frequency.
Okay, so if we're going to learn this language, we've got to start with the basics, right? We need to understand its grammar, the fundamental rules of creation. Let's just look at the word geometry for a second. Geometria. It literally means to measure the earth. And for the ancient Egyptians, this was dead serious. Imagine this. Every year, the Nile River would flood and just wipe away all the property lines. Total chaos. So geometry wasn't just some abstract math class. It was this deeply practical and even sacred act of bringing divine order back down to earth from the chaos of the flood.
This whole idea was so important that it became the foundation of classical education, something called the quadrivium. You had these four great arts. But here's the kicker. They didn't see these as four separate subjects. Nope, they were just four different ways of looking at the same thing, a single unified cosmic order, all seen through the lens of number. And this image really drives that home, doesn't it? These arts were seen as people, as guides. This wasn't about just crunching numbers or measuring angles. This was about training your mind to see the hidden order in everything. They were seen as essential paths to real wisdom.
Now, this is where it gets a little mystical, because for thinkers like the Pythagoreans, numbers weren't just, well, numbers. They weren't just about quantity. They had personalities, qualities, a secret life all their own. They saw the whole of creation unfolding in this beautiful logical progression. It's like this. You start with 1, pure unity, just a single point. From that, you get 2, which creates duality, a line. Add a third point, and now you have the first possible surface, a triangle. And then with 4, which is the first real multiplication, 2 times 2, you get the first solid. The material world is born. And that all leads to this powerhouse of a quote from Pythagoras himself. Everything is arranged in accord with the number. See, for him, numbers weren't just something we use to count things. Number was the fundamental intelligence, the very principle that arranged the cosmos so that it could be counted in the first place. Okay, so that's all great in theory, but where could they actually see this, or better yet, hear it? For the Pythagoreans, the absolute smoking gun was the musical octave. I mean, think about it. It's this pure, abstract mathematical idea, the ratio of 1 to 2. And yet, it perfectly matches a physical sensation that you can feel in your bones. It's where the world of ideas and the world of the senses just click together. It was tangible proof that the universe was a harmony. This brings us to a fork in the road. A huge one, actually. It's basically a philosophical showdown between two completely different ways of seeing reality, and it all comes down to where you start. On one side, you have the ancient worldview. It starts with one, a single, indivisible unity that is the source of absolutely everything. The whole universe is just a fraction of that original one. But the modern mathematical view, it starts with 0, a symbol for nothingness, the void. And from that nothingness, somehow, reality has to emerge. These aren't just two different starting blocks. They are two totally different universes of thought. And get this, 0 is a pretty new kid on the block speaking historically. It came from India, traveled through the Arab world, and when it finally got to Europe, let's just say it wasn't exactly welcomed with open arms. Some religious orders literally called it a devil's engine because it represented a void, a nothingness, which made no sense in a universe they saw as being filled with God.
And this quote really gets to the heart of that ancient perspective. The idea is that the original one is so pure, so absolute, you can't even think about it directly. The only way to understand it is to see it divided into the millions of things in the universe. It's like every star, every person, every rock is a tiny piece of the puzzle that points back to the unified whole it came from. The many things reveal the one thing.
Okay, so we've been talking about some pretty abstract stuff. Let's bring it right back down to Earth. Let's talk about the geometry of life itself. You know, every single atom in your body gets replaced over time. You're literally not the same stuff you were a few years ago. So what makes you, you? What provides that continuity? It's not the material, it's the pattern. The geometric shape of your DNA spiral, that's the invisible architecture that carries the blueprint forward, even as all the building materials change. The form comes first.
And this is just an absolutely mind-blowing connection. On the left, you've got a chlorophyll molecule. It's got this 12-fold symmetry that lets it perform the miracle of turning sunlight into life. And on the right, you have a cathedral's rose window, which uses the exact same geometric principle to turn sunlight into color, beauty, and awe. It is the same geometry at work, transforming light into physical life in a plant and spiritual life in a person.
And that really leaves us with a big question to chew on. Our modern world is obsessed with the language of quantity. How much, how many, how fast. But if that's the only language we speak, what essential qualities of the universe are we missing? Its harmony, its beauty, its meaning? It really makes you wonder if reality has this whole other poetic side, a geometric language that we're only just now remembering how to read.